Seriously mood.
Seriously mood. Seriously mood. Seriously mood.
Really moods. Another update.
Another ridiculous update.
Another ridiculous update.
Another ridiculous update?
I don't want to hear another update from you, mood.
Seriously, do another fucking update.
No more update mood. I hate you, mood.
Fuck you, mood.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another DVD and Blu-ray update for September 2015. So this is going to be everything I picked up in September. Yeah, I was out of town for a couple weeks in September, and I still managed to accumulate a shitload of stuff, so I'm not sure how long this update's going to be, but it's going to be... I'll try to rip through this stuff. Some of it I have not seen yet, as usual, so this is everything I grabbed in the month of September. First up here is a film that I've actually never seen before. I've heard nothing but great things about it. Finally took it off my wish list, and that is The Other. This is from 1972. I believe it's from 1972, and I've just heard nothing but great things about this one. So looking forward to checking out this film. Maybe it'll make its appearance in my 31 Days of Horror. I don't know, but we'll see. The Other, actually, it probably will. I'll probably watch and review it. Next up here is one that I love, man. I finally got myself the Shell Factory edition of it, and that's William Shatner in Kingdom of the Spiders. This is such a fun, cheesy film. Great stuff. Another 70s film that I didn't have. I've been really just trying to grab the films from the 70s I don't have. I pretty much have all the essentials and everything, but so just kind of picking off these ones now. Kingdom of the Spiders. Yeah, everyone knows about that one. Next up here is from Dark Sky Films. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this one, but the cover art always intrigued me enough that I wanted to grab this one. Plus, it's from the 70s, 1971. That's Werewolves on Wheels. It just looks like cheesy fun. Yeah, I mean, Dark Sky Films. I try to grab pretty much everything that they release. They always put out good films, so yeah, another 70s one right there that I have not seen. Next couple here from Artsploitation Films. Now, I reviewed this one on my random horror reviews. It's not necessarily a horror film. It's more like a, in a way, like a psychological. It's like a drama thriller, psychological based type film, and it's a film from Germany, and it's called The Summer House. I put it in my horror film reviews because it deals with very kind of horrific themes and stuff. Basically, about this guy right here with his family. He holds a deep secret that he, well, it's quite obvious that he has not the greatest relationship with his mom or with his wife. He's very distant from his daughter, but he has bisexual tendencies, and he's been cheating on his wife with another male. And then he all of a sudden becomes attracted to his daughter's male friend, who's 12 years old, and then that's where the film takes off. So it deals with some pretty, taboo and kind of disgusting themes and stuff, but it's a pretty well made film. I think there's some good and there's some good and some bad things about this film, but check out my review if you want to know more about it. It's not bad. Next up here from Artsploitation is one that I'm really kind of looking forward to reviewing because I've never reviewed anything like this before, and it's Chasing the Muse. This one right here is basically it's two films actually, plus it features Expedition. So basically, one's a porno and the other one's a documentary about porno. So this is going to be pretty interesting to watch. I see that, yeah, these are actually pretty long. So yeah, looking forward to watch this. I don't really know how to review a porno film. I've never done that before, so it should be interesting, but looking forward to this. Artsploitation, always putting out some random good stuff. The next few here are Richard Griffin films. I'm a really big Richard Griffin fan, always have been. This is released by Camp Motion Pictures. Double feature of Beyond the Dunwich Horror and Pretty Dead Things. So it's two more Richard Griffin films off my list. Pretty much have everything that's ever been released by him, with the exception of one or two, missing Necroville. So yeah, looking forward to this. I believe it's on 2 different discs. So yeah, looking forward to checking those out. Never watched them. Another Richard Griffin film that came out, I think, last year. And it's from Wild Eye Releasing, and it's called Frankenstein's Hungry Dead. Been wanting to check this out because it just looks ridiculous fun. I'm a really big Richard Griffin fan. I like how he always kind of mixes up his type of films that he does and stuff. But another one right there from Richard Griffin. This one I just recently reviewed on my 31 Days of Horror, and that's Raving Maniacs. This is one I've been interested in for so long. I kind of like the idea of having a setting at a rave. I personally don't like raves and stuff, but I just like those settings, kind of like sweatshop and stuff. But this one's got a pretty interesting premise about these cats that end up taking these kind of glowing pills, at this rave, and then, ultimately it doesn't work out so well for them. They turn into these, these psychotic raving maniacs that are almost zombie-ish but cannibalistic at the same time. They have like really extreme sexual tendencies and stuff. It's a pretty weird flick, but not bad. Check out my review. Next up here is not a straight up horror film. I believe this is like a post-apocalyptic one from Richard Griffin, and that is Future Justice. Heard it was pretty good, so Richard Griffin, gotta check it out. And last up for the Richard Griffin films here, I grabbed The Sins of Dracula. Now I've heard actually really good things about this one, so looking forward to checking this one out. Released by MVD Visual. Yeah, so just missing a couple Richard Griffin films now. Next one here, I grabbed from Something Weird Video, and I grabbed this one because, I don't know, this was super cheap, it was brand new, and I like, whenever I see Something Weird Video releases out in the wild, I usually snag them up because, well, they're just always weird. This one is Hercules Against the Moon Men and The Witch's Curse. I grabbed it for The Witch's Curse, but man, I'm telling you, Hercules Against the Moon Men just looks so bad. I can't wait to check it out. I'm always intrigued by Something Weird Video films because they're just, they're so oddball. They find like the most obscure oddball films. Next up, here's a triple feature of The Touch of Her Flesh, The Curse of Her Flesh, and The Kiss of Her Flesh. A couple of these films are actually from 1968 that I wanted to check out for the Top 10 of 1968 show that we did on our podcast, me and JP and Jeremy. But I never got a chance to. I just never pick this one up, but it was super cheap. It was like $10 for the 3 films, so it's like whatever. Grab that one right there. And last up for the Something Weird Videos is this double Swedish feature that I actually completely forgot about. I had this on a list to grab when it first was coming out, and I completely forgot about it. Saw it at HMV the other day, so I grabbed it, and that's Terror in the Midnight Sun and Invasion of the Animal People. So Swedish horror films from the late 50s and early 60s, 1958, 1962. So been looking forward to checking these ones out. Look like cheesy, shitty films, but pretty awesome. From Full Moon here, from the Grindhouse collection, I kind of pick these things off every once in a while. If I come across one I don't have, I'll grab it. But didn't have this one, and that's Trauma. I believe this is from 1978, and there's so many films named Trauma, but I've actually never seen this one. I don't think. I can't remember if I have or not, but yeah, Trauma, still sealed. Next up is the from IFC, and that's The Pact 2. I really did dig the first one. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this one, but I still had to see it because I heard it picks up right where the first one leaves off, so why not? Gotta go for it. But The Pact 2. Next up here is from Jason Backner. He's the guy that directed Toad Road, was released by Artsploitation, and this is his follow-up film, and it's called Felt. I did review this on the podcast. It hasn't been posted yet, so you can wait for that review on the podcast. But released by Anchor Bay in Canada. I don't know who it was released by in the States, but this one is definitely one of those films you have to check out for yourself. I did get a review. I think I liked it a little bit more than Toad Road, so if you know my feelings on Toad Road, you kind of know where I'm at with this one. But it's a very interestingly odd film. I think the cover art for this is terrible. It's a huge spoiler. I really wish they hadn't used this cover art. It's just really not cool. But next up here is I think another Anchor Bay release, and it's Grave Encounters 2. This was like $5, so I had to grab it. I didn't own either one of these. I know the first one's out of print, so I'll eventually grab that one when it goes back into print or something. I don't know. Part of the found footage collection. These stupid slipcovers, but yeah, never seen it. Next up here from Wild Eye is A Plague So Pleasant. I reviewed this one on Body Bags. If you want to know my complete thoughts, go over to Body Bags and check out the review. This was actually a pretty fresh take on the zombie genre, I have to say. Very, very low budget film. Only cost about $3,000 to make. In my opinion, it looks a lot bigger than $3,000, you know, with the multiple settings that they used. And pretty decent effects and stuff. But I like the whole idea of it. You know, it's different. So check out the review. Another one here from Wild Eye, and one of my favorite indie directors, man. I love Brett Piper films. And so I had no choice but to check this one out, and it's called Queen Crab. I reviewed this one on my channel. Pretty fun stuff, really awesome claymation and stuff like that. You know, you just can't beat that. You know, you can't beat that stuff, but Queen Crab, you know what you're going to get with that. Next up here from Brain Damage Films is one I just reviewed on the 31 Days of Horror, and it's called Honey Spider. It's a film that like I said in my review, I heard a little bit about when it came out last year in the film circuit there, and it kind of piqued my interest. I love the title of it. But this wasn't the cover art that I'd seen. I'd seen the one with the pumpkin on it and stuff, because this movie does take place on Halloween Day. And it's a pretty interestingly weird film, I have to say. The end of this film kind of leaves you, you know, I mean, it's very ambiguous, really, but it's a fun film. Check it out. Honey Spider. And another one here from Brain Damage Films, which I will have a review coming up for this shortly, and it's How to Kill a Zombie. Yeah, I don't know what to think about this. It's obviously a horror comedy, and these type of zombie horror comedies sometimes can be so miss for me. So, but we'll give this one a shot. Try it out. How to Kill a Zombie. Next up here from Trauma is, man, I had to grab this because I collect Trauma films, and why not? And it's Mad Cow. This one was really, really bad. It was just terrible. Like, sometimes I don't know what the hell Trauma's thinking. I know Trauma puts out a lot of bad films, but sometimes when they're trying too hard to be bad in the films, it's kind of aggravating. I don't mind when they're trying, it's a bad film, self-aware, but this one right here is just trying way too hard to be bad. It was kind of irritating to watch. Give and take, I was in a really bad mood when I was watching this movie too, so I will rewatch it, but Mad Cow, yeah, you know what you're getting there. Really cheesy slasher film. Next up here is a film I never owned. I just wanted to revisit it. I came across it at my buddy's shop for a couple bucks, so decided to pick it up, and it's one of these old Super Bit DVDs, and it's Panic Room, of course, with Jodie Foster. Yeah, why not? Give it another shot. Haven't seen it in years. This one here I grabbed at Walmart because I was at Walmart picking up food one day, or picking up, I don't know what we were grabbing at Walmart, I don't know. But anyways, I came across this one, kind of caught my eye. It looks really bad, and that's Exeter, I think is how you pronounce it, or Exeter, I don't know. We'll find out when I watch it, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of looks like a little bit of a ghostly. Who knows? Probably super bad. Another really cheap pickup from my buddy's shop, and I'm a sucker for these type of creature features and these big CGI creature features. I know I can't take them serious, so I enjoy watching them. And that is Mongolian Deathworm, of course. I know my boy Matt's from Union Horror Movies would approve of this stuff, because I know he's got this, but, really bad creature features I'm always digging. Again, with the creature features, here's Mega Piranha. I didn't have this one, so why not? $2. It's got Barry Williams and Tiffany in it. How can you go wrong with Tiffany? Yes, you can go always wrong. Released by the Asylum, so you know it's going to be pretty much shit. Finally got my hands on this one. I believe this is out of print, and I found it at my buddy's shop for a couple bucks. I had the sequel. I had Python 2, and that's Python, of course, with Robert Englund and Casper Van Dien. Yeah, I believe this one's out of print. I don't think it goes for stupid money, but I could never find it. I always found part 2, so had to grab the first one. Another cheap Walmart pickup, and I'm such a huge sucker for anything shark related. I love shark films, no matter how bad they are. And this one was no exception. It was absolutely fucking terrible. Like, this is like probably like a 1.5 or 2 out of 10. It's so bad, but it made me laugh in so many parts. Like, I was pissing myself over this one part. Like, and that's Avalanche Sharks. Just so fucking bad, man. Some of the effects of this are just so bad, and like the continuity and just certain things that are happening are just so bad in this movie. Like, there's a scene in this film where a shark comes, well, these chicks are in this hot tub outside, and the shark, of course, comes under the ground and fucking comes right through the bottom of the hot tub and eats this one girl. Well, me and the wife started pissing ourselves laughing. We both noticed the same thing. Well, none of the water drains out of the hot tub, right? It's shit like that in this movie. It's just have you rolling, man. But avalanche sharks, so bad. But next up here is a Sean Weathers film. If you're familiar with any Sean Weathers films, you know what you're getting yourself into with this one. I do like his idea of filmmaking, and he uses, like, you know, kind of relevant ideas and stuff. And, you know, of course, I said in my review, I reviewed this one on Body Bags also. He basically took that incident last year, which was dubbed The Happening, and then turned into The Fappening, where, you know, a whole pile of celebrity cell phones got hacked and their naked pictures got leaked on the internet and became The Fapping because people were jerking off to him. And so he made a movie about that, about this. And he actually plays himself in the film. He plays the director, Sean Weathers, as the lead character, about this guy in the film industry that he's just having no luck. He's a film director, and he's really, really down on his luck. He's womanizing, he's having sex with all these type of women, taking pictures and you know, and videotaping them and stuff. Of course, his cell phone gets hacked, and then it goes all to hell. And then he decides to clean up the mess by, you know, kind of becoming a killer. I like the idea behind this. This is really poorly made, in my opinion. I think he's done better films in the past than this one, but, you know, give it a shot if you want. Next up here is one I've been looking forward to. Love me some documentaries. I love watching documentaries. Like, I can't stress that enough. And I've been, you know, waiting for this one. And then, of course, is Electric Boogaloo. It's the story, the wild, untold story of Canon Films. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to check this out. But yeah, if you're familiar with Canon Films, which you probably are if you're watching this update, this has probably got a lot to offer. So can't wait to check it out. And last up for the DVDs, the horror-related DVDs, is Season 2 of Bates Motel. I grabbed this one for really cheap. I think this was only $9 on DVD. So, and like I said before, I barely ever buy TV shows on Blu-ray because I just don't really care enough to. So, and plus in Canada here, they're always so much cheaper. Like, this was $10 for the DVD, and I think the Blu-ray was like $30. So really, I don't know. But Bates Motel Season 2, can't wait to start that. I think I might actually start that this week. I've been wanting to check it out for a long time. So, but yeah, that's going to do it for the DVD portion of the update. I think I ripped through that pretty quick, 17 minutes. So I'll be back here with the Blu-rays in a minute. Oh, yeah, Blu-ray time up in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so let's get on the Blu-rays. I think I picked up just as many Blu-rays as I grabbed DVDs this month. I can't even believe how many Blu-rays I actually did end up grabbing this month because, like I said, I was gone for 2 weeks, and I must have been purchasing stuff, or maybe I purchased stuff way before. I don't know. I really don't know how it works, but when the end of the month comes, I'm always amazed at how much shit that I accumulated, But yeah, let's get right into these Blu-rays. Good tasting coffee, though. First up here from Artsploitation is an Argentini, a film from Argentina. And it is called Children of the Night. This one right here, it says on the front, which... no, it doesn't say on the front. I think it says... Maybe it was in the... no, it does. Let the Right One In meets Twilight. Now... when I read something like that, it's a little discouraging because, I mean, Twilight, I mean, like my boy JP would say, Twilight actually has good ideas, it's just not for us. So I can respect that. You know, Twilight is terrible, but they do have some decent ideas. I'm not going to sit here and defend Twilight. I actually haven't even seen all of the first movie. I won't even lie. But that's just, it's very interesting that they would put it like that. But now I'm curious. I'm curious to see what this one's like. But a film from Argentina, Children of the Night. Looks kind of cool. Be on the lookout for a full review on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror. Next week, actually, I believe that we're doing this one, so as the main review. And finally got this in the mail. I'm super stoked. My favorite film of 2014, and that is Pieces of Talent. Absolutely love. I picked this Blu-ray cover art for it. Got number 76 of 150. If anyone cares, I don't. I could care less about numbers, like I always say. But yeah, very, very cool stuff right there. Awesome, awesome. Love my Piece of Talent. I have yet to pop in the Blu-ray, but my boy Godzilla, also known as Dylan, did, and he said the Blu-ray looks fantastic, so really looking forward to checking that out. From Troma, we got a film I know absolutely nothing about. I think it's a German flick or something like that. I don't know. 2013. No, it says it's actually Italian. That's right, Italian, and it's Extreme Jukebox. Now, I've heard from a few different sources it's pretty damn bad, but you know that piques my interest if people are saying it's that bad. I always want to check it out. But Extreme Jukebox from Troma. Finally picked up these Jess Franco films from Severin. Finally got around to it. Found them for decent prices. Finally, Vampire Lesbos. You know how much I like my Jess Franco. Got to be the most hit and miss director of all time. But some of his really older films are actually quite good. So, Vampire Lesbos. Really like these slipcovers, man. I don't know why some people are complaining about them, but I think they're just fantastic the way they did them. So, that's pretty cool stuff. And then, of course, She Killed in Ecstasy. A couple more 70 films from the 1970s, so more 70s gems right here. I've seen neither one of these films before. Looking forward to them, though. Really do like the arts that they used on these. Awesome fat cases. So, She Killed in Ecstasy. Looking forward to checking out those. I just grabbed this one because I saw it had a slipcover. It was in the dump bin at Walmart. And it was like, what, $7.89 or whatever for it. But Insidious 2, I do have to still grab the first one on Blu-ray. I have these on DVD, just an upgrade. But yeah, I really enjoyed Insidious 2. I thought it was fantastic. Next up from Synapse Films is Mortarius, Legions of the Dead. This is another one that I reviewed on the podcast. It's an Italian film, apparently banned in Italy. It's got some pretty extreme things happening in it. It's just a weird fucking film, but check out my review if you want to hear more about it. It's a strange one. Yeah, it's got some good and bad. It's just one of those type of films. Finally got around to grabbing this from Kino, and that is The Whip in the Body. I found this for really cheap. It was only $12, I think, for it, so that was really, really good. Love this Mario Bava film. Really good stuff, but yeah. Gotta grab it. Finally upgraded this to Blu-ray, also another Mario Bava, and I pretty much have everything Mario Bava now on Blu-ray. Just his films in general, I pretty much everything. One of my favorite directors, and that's $5 for an August Moon. This is a really kind of interestingly odd film by Bava. It's strange. It's one you got to see for yourself, but it's a good one. Yes, finally got this classic on Blu-ray, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari from 1920. Yeah, really, really fantastic. I was happy to find out that it came with the slipcover. For some odd reason on Amazon.ca, this Blu-ray is always like $30, $30 to $33. It dropped down to 14 one day, and I was like, bam, grabbed it. Next day it was back up to 30 something. So thank you, Amazon, for trying to trick me. But I won that battle, you snivy little fuckers. Yeah, I've been battling with those assholes these days, again, with some certain items. But yeah, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, this movie's amazing. Awesome stuff. I guess not really full-on horror. I guess kind of, you could put it in the section, I guess. I haven't watched this movie in years, so... And that is, of course, the Omega Man. You know, the Last Man on Earth story. Yeah, Charlton Heston. I haven't seen this movie in so long. I can't wait to revisit it, though. But yeah, it was like $7 for Blu-ray. Again, with cheap Blu-rays. And this release is way better than I was anticipating. Because, you know, when I heard that Sony was re-releasing this movie, I just expected no slipcover, no features, just bare bones. Kind of like what they did with People Under the Stairs and things like that. And that's Christine. But no, it comes with this awesome slipcover, which everyone and their dog has shown off now. But really cool slipcover, and it actually has features on it, which I was surprised about too. So, Christine, awesome. I can't wait to check this out on Blu-ray. Just again, an upgrade, but yeah, so. Next up are the Scream Factories I grabbed, and this is another 70s flick from 1978. Kind of strange, not really for everybody, I would say. It's a little slower, it's odd, but it's pretty fun though. I really did dig this film, and that is The Legacy. Yeah, pretty, you know, interesting kind of possession type exorcism. I don't know. Evil beyond exorcism, yeah. This one you kind of have to see for yourself, but I thought it was pretty cool, man. I dug it. Good transfer on it, too. Next up from Scream Factory and IFC. I've yet to watch this film. I actually have the Anchor Bay Canada DVD release of this, too. And now I have the Blu-ray, and I still haven't seen it, and that's Ejecta. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. I've heard not the greatest things about it, but, you know, I'm curious. I'm curious. Again, from Scream Factory, another 70s gem. Again, an upgrade, and I love this film. It's one of my favorite ghost films of all time. I love this film. It's awesome, and that's The Sentinel. Great flick. I believe on a Top 10 Tuesday, I had this in my Top 10 ghost films, but yeah, The Sentinel, awesome stuff. Love the cover art. I don't know, there's something about that green and the dark colors. It's so 70s looking, you know, awesome. Again, Scream Factory, one I have not seen. Heard actually surprisingly good things about this one, which really surprised me to hear good things. Which is Army of Frankensteins. I heard it's not great, like it's not a good movie, like a well-made film, but it was fun. It's nothing special, but it's fun. So I'm curious about this now, man. I gotta check it out. But I like these kind of the North, the South, the undead. These kind of Civil War based films. Kind of cool. Again, still haven't even cracked this one open, and that is Wes Craven's Shocker. Rest in peace to Wes Craven. I love this movie. It's actually like my second favorite Wes Craven film. I mean, it's not a great film, but it's so much fun. I just love Horace Pinker as a killer. He's badass, and yeah, great cover art on that too. Really kind of snazzy. At first, I wasn't really digging. I was expecting to have. I wanted like something to do with the electric chair, kind of like the original cover art and stuff. But I think that's actually pretty cool. Another IFC Midnight Scream Factory release, and that's Backcountry. I was really stoked to check this out because I love my Killer Bear films. I mean, there's so many good ones from the 70s. But I've been hearing nothing but kind of mediocre to poor things about this one, so that's kind of disheartening. I'm still going to check this one very soon, so Backcountry. And last up from the Scream Factories is The Harvest with Michael Shannon. Now, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, it was just good. It was just a good film. I think I reviewed this one on the podcast also, about this little girl that moves into this kind of this farm area, after she's orphaned, her parents are killed. She moves in with her grandparents. There's really no one around except for they have like this one kind of close neighbor. And she befriends this boy that's sick. He's kind of, in bed like pretty much all the time. He's got this overprotective bearing mother that won't really let him go out and do anything and stuff. And his mother doesn't want the little girl having to do with anything, doesn't want anything to do with them being friends and stuff. And of course, the little girl, she doesn't want that to happen, so she sneaks him out of the house and becomes friends with him. And then she starts to find out things about the house and the mother and why he's sick and stuff like that. It's a really kind of a slow burn thriller type film, maybe a little predictable in the end, but I had a lot of fun with this. I thought it was really well acted, really well shot. Love the setting. It was a good film. I really enjoyed it. So, and yeah, that's it for the Scream Factories. On to the Arrow releases that I picked up. Now, I was saddened that I didn't get the slipcover with this. It's not very often that I order something and I don't get a slipcover, but it is what it is. It's not the biggest deal in the world. It was really cheap. I got this on the Arrow sale, and they were only like £7. So, I mean, considering that this goes for, 45, 50 pounds on Amazon.ca, fucking stupid. But anyways, that's Contamination. Yeah, it's real cheesy type alien ripoff. We all know about this film, but it's so much fun, man. It's so much fun. I love the slow-mo fucking eggs bursting. It's great shit. One that I have always liked, man. This movie is fantastic, man. Really, really great stuff. Old school British action adventure today. Yes, The Wild Geese. This is just really, really good stuff, man. Richard Burton, Richard Harris. Yeah, good stuff, man. Of course, Roger Moore, my favorite James Bond, is in this one. This is a fun film, man. Really good stuff. Takashi Miike's The Happiness of Katakuris. This one just looks fucking bizarre, and I wasn't sure when I ordered this if it was the one that was kind of a musical, but yeah, I was reading the back, and it's like from Takashi Miike, the prolific director of such shocking hits including Audition, Itchy the Killer Comes, The Sound of Music meets Dawn of the Dead. I love that. That's pretty fucking awesome, so. But yeah, looking forward to checking out that. Love Takashi Miike, really good stuff. And I think these are, I don't know which order these go in, but one of them's, I think this one's first. I'm not 100% sure, but Massacre Gun from Hiroshima. I'm not even going to pronounce the names because I always fuck these up. I didn't even realize that these were limited to 3,000 copies too, so I jumped on this. This is actually, yeah, so Massacre Gun right here. you know, Chinese gangster type Yakuza type stuff. And then I believe this is the sequel to Massacre Gun, or I'm backwards. I don't know. I'm probably getting this all fucked up, and that's Retaliation. But I love these type of films, man. These are I'm so looking forward to checking these out. I'm probably gonna watch these back to back, and I think they're really long too. So maybe not, but yeah. So grab those ones from Arrow. This is an awesome pack. I'm not a big Steelbook fan, so I remember back when the Steelbook first came out, everyone was grabbing the Steelbook of this. And that's Lady Snowblood, and then Lady Snowblood, the sequel, what is it, Long Song of Vengeance. So it's got both Lady Snowblood films on here. These are awesome. Really, really good stuff. Entertaining as shit. Love them. And last up for the Arrows is Blind Woman's Curse. Yeah, again with what's her face in this film? Yeah, I can't remember her name. Miko Kaje. Of course, from the Lady Snowblood, Stray Cat Rock series, which I grabbed last month too. But yeah, good stuff right there. Can't wait to check it out. Moving along with the Blu-rays, I finally grabbed myself a copy of this. I just had the DVD. I've actually bought a copy from my man Derek, and I was like, you know what, man, I got to get a copy for myself here. So I was like, well, shit, man, gotta grab one, real cheap. And that was Duel. Probably my favorite Spielberg film. I know people are gonna be like, what the fuck? But it's my favorite. I don't think it's the best Spielberg film, but it's like my favorite one, man. I love this movie. I think it's one of the best road horror films ever made. It's just fantastic. Love Duel. And that is gonna do it for the like the horror-related Blu-rays. I have a few non-horror ones here I'll just show off at the end. Grab this one from the dump-in, and that's Bounty Killer. I only grabbed this because it's like post-apocalyptic, and I love post-apocalyptic films, man. I'm really, really big fan, so don't really know much about it. I grabbed this one because I haven't seen this one forever. Childhood classic, man. Love this film. Haven't seen it since probably the 80s, and of course that's The Last Starfighter. From the dump-in, you can see 796, but looking forward to checking this out, man. Again, haven't seen it in years. Maybe I'll watch it with my son. One I have not seen yet. I've not seen this movie, and for some reason I've actually heard people say this is actually better than Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm not a big fan of Shaun of the Dead. Everyone knows that. I love Hot Fuzz though. I think it's fun, and that's The World's End. Again, it was in the dump-in for $7 with the slipcover, so I was like, you know what? I might as well grab it now, because this thing was always expensive here for whatever reasons. I remember the DVD always being like $20, and I'm like, yeah, right. So yeah, grab that one. And then I grabbed the complete heavyweight collection of Rocky. I just had to upgrade these, man. I have all the DVDs, but I was like, fuck it, man. This was cheap. $20 for this. Why not? Had to grab it. Shit, gotta do it. Rocky. And then last up for the Blu-rays, I actually grabbed a Criterion. I think this is like the first Criterion I've ever grabbed that was not on sale. And I'm pretty sure that's actually true. But I love this movie. I've been after it forever, and I had to own it, man. I had to own it. I seen it at HFE one day. I was like, fucking, I'm grabbing it, man. That's Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. Just a bona fide masterpiece. I love this movie. It's just so great. It's long as shit, man. 207 minutes. It's like 3.5 hours, man. It's crazy. But yeah, Seven Samurai. Gotta love it. Classic shit right there. So yeah. If you guys want to stick around, I have a few more DVDs and a book to show. The DVDs are just going to be non-horror, so if you're not interested, you know, turn off the video, give it a thumbs down. I don't give a shit. But yeah, I'll just show these off for the people that do watch for some of the non-horror stuff. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'll be back in 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so continuing along here with the update. And I had to grab this book, man. I don't really show off a lot of books that I buy. I always forget to, actually. I do pick up them from time to time, but this one right here, man, it's just fantastic. It's so well done, and it's called VHS video cover art by Thomas Hodge, the Dude Designs. This is a really great book, man. Really, you know, awesome hardcover. You know, really thick, but it's just, you know, full of, you know, nostalgic VHS cover art from the you know, from the 80s and stuff like that. Really good stuff, man. Like, you just can't beat this. Really good stuff. You can see that right there. I'm not going to really flip through this, but I'll just kind of give you an idea of what it's like in the inside. But really good book, really high quality, awesome stuff. Had to grab that. And for a few non-horror DVDs and stuff. I grabbed I grabbed this one right here because it looked interesting. I liked the director, Luke Besson, of course, but you know, he did. I think this is the guy that did. Yeah, he did The Professional, in The Fifth Element. So this one is called Angela. You know, I just thought it looked kind of interesting. It looks very artsy and stuff. I like these type artsy, weird fucking movies and stuff. This is one I haven't seen forever. Grabbed it. I didn't even know that Image had ever released this kind of stuff, but 8.5. This is pretty much a classic film. I haven't seen this movie forever. 1963, 139 minutes. Man, it's a long film. I watched this back in the day. I can't quite remember it too much, but I remember really digging it. $2, you know, can't go wrong. And I grabbed this one just because of who it was released by. This company, they released a few like really kind of weird indie films and stuff. And it's, what is that? Oscilloscope, whatever. And that's Mahogany. Mahogany. I heard it was okay. I'll check it out. This one, I can't even believe I didn't own. I love this movie. Eric Stoltz in Killin' Zoe. This is a great film right here. Kind of strange and, you know, kind of drug, kind of driven and stuff. From the creators of Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. Yeah, of course. Killing Zoe, good stuff. Had to grab this one, $2. This movie is absolutely terrible. Terrible. I remember Alyssa Milano looking so shitty in this movie. And this Double Dragon. Gotta grab it. So bad. Everybody knows baseball is my favorite sport. And I try to grab every type of baseball film I can. And I didn't even realize I didn't own this in my non-horror collection. But, you know, it's a film I actually seen in the theater and always liked. You know, but A League of Their Own. Fun stuff. Love baseball films. Next up is one I've seen. I actually watched this one a couple years back and dug it. I thought it was pretty fun. And that's Private Resort with Johnny Depp. This is from like the mid-'80s. You know, one of his first starring roles, I believe. But yeah, Private Resort. Pretty fun teen sex comedy. And of course the classic John Cusack, The Sure Thing with Daphne Zagina. I can never pronounce her fucking name. Of course, she was from Spaceballs and Melrose Place. But yeah, it's a fun film. I watched it actually the other night. I was super bored and I was like, I hadn't seen it in years. And last up for the non-horror DVDs, grab these ones for $5. I've been wanting to watch a show for so long, and that's Boardwalk Empire Season 1 on DVD. $5, can't complain. And the second season here, it's a little tattered, but I don't care. It's TV's series, and Season 2 for $5, so can't really go wrong with that. And that is going to do it for this monstrosity of an update again. I already have stuff stacked up behind me for the next update. So I didn't put it in here because I'm like, fuck that, man. But yes, I already got stuff again, which is so ridiculous. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this update. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I don't give a shit, man. I don't give a shit. So, anyways, guys, check you at the end of October. Hope you guys are enjoying the 31 Days of Horror. I'm really, really enjoying doing it. I thought it was going to be a lot harder with my schedule. I'm actually recording this update right now as the wife and child are down at the skate park. So, I had a few minutes to do this. I had to slip it in. So, anyways, guys, I'll check you later. Peace out, homies.
Hey, folks. How's it going? It's your boy, N-double-O-D to the Z. Represent.